Mariano did a wonderful, wonderful job this morning, talking a little bit about certainly the impact, but the grief that families go through. And it was poignant to have Dr. Gorlick up here talking a little bit about Stacy and Stacy Leondis and what a beautiful person she was. She passed away from osteosarcoma. And we have another guest here today, Vicki Bunke. Vicki has actually been a very good friend of Swim Across America. She joined our Atlanta swim many years ago, but her daughter Grace passed away from osteosarcoma. So I think it's appropriate that we kind of leave here today with one other story about why we swim, and I think you'll understand why.
Thank you, Kevin. It's so nice to be here. I was just going to tell you a little bit about why I swim. I'm actually swimming in 14 of the open water events this year, and this is number 5. So this is stop 5 on the Amazing Grace Tour. And so as I was swimming, being a new swimmer, I always, think about something. And so I was thinking about the number 5, and I was thinking about Grace when she was 5 years old. And when Grace was 5 years old, she, of course, was in kindergarten and met her best friend, Ariel. Well, Ariel is preparing to go to college, and Grace is not. And that is, as Kevin mentioned, Grace died of osteosarcoma when she was 14 years old in March 2018. And that's not okay, as obviously you guys have a very personal connection here in this community, that there has been, very little change or progress, except I don't want to be not hopeful. But the reality is nothing's really changed significantly in the last 4 decades. So Kevin, when I got here, I wasn't prepared to speak, but he said, could you say something at the end? I said, sure. And what happens at number 5 is Grace always shows up. And so today, I was like, what will I say? Because I don't want to have a stump speech, right? I want this to be meaningful. And I was listening to the safety talk, this, not a seagull, it was some sort of hawk, started circling around and took off and flew that way, the direction in which we were going to swim. And it was that moment that I realized Grace is here. She's always with us on these swims. And Grace's favorite scripture was Psalm 91. And one of the lines in that passage is, "Under his wings you will find refuge." And Grace has a younger sister. She's 16 now. And when Grace was, as she was, knew she was dying, before she left to go to the hospital for the last time, decorated the bunk bed slats underneath her sister's bunk bed. And Caroline, of course, grew up and outgrew the bunk bed, but we turned the bunk bed slats into a piece of art, and we put on that, because it hangs over her bed, "Under his wings you will find refuge." And I'm swimming today. I have 2 teammates. One is Dr. Karen Wazalewski, who was Grace's treating oncologist at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. And another person with me is Julie Brown, who was one of Grace's, I called her a helicopter teacher, because she hovered over Grace. And it reminded me of that these 2 women, even though Grace passed away, under their wings, Grace found refuge. And it reminds me of, until there is a cure, under Swim Across America's wings, you give refuge to all of these families in the form of hope, in the form of family, and the form of inspiration. And I'm not kidding, but when I made the right at the Flamingo, I'm pretty sure it winked at me. and I think that just means that we just have to keep going. And until we find a cure, you guys are the wings under which all these families and patients find refuge. Thank you.
Well, I can't think of any better way to close out our swim today with Vicki's words. So, really, really inspiring. What I would tell you too is that we actually have a documentary on Swim Across America that's on the Discovery streaming channel. And what I'll do is I will send out the links to a version of that you can view all of our participants. And in there they talk about give you a more perspective on Amazing Grace's story. So we really appreciate you watching it. But God bless. I really appreciate everybody's hard work, all of our executive team, certainly all the participants. thank your donors, all your participants, all the fundraising, right? Please get out and thank them. And we will see you here first Saturday in August 2022. All right, thank you.